We have already seen the remnant in the narrative of Noah, Jacob, and Joseph. In this session, we will direct our attention to 3 more figures in the narrative who demonstrate that they are worthy of the remnant. All 3 would not be considered worthy in the eyes of the world, but God elevated them because of their commitment and actions. Before I go any farther, I have to give you a word in Hebrew, which is ha-giborim. Gibor means very, very, very strong and mighty. And it comes from the Nephilim were on the earth in those days. Those were the mighty men. They were men of renown. Now, men of renown in Hebrew is the men of a name. What name were these giants? It was the name of Satan. And they were Gibor. They were very, very, very strong and very mighty. God's army is not physically giant at all. They're strong spiritually. Now, we have the first one I want to talk about is Yiftach. And we hear that he was a valiant warrior, but we've got a problem. His mother was a prostitute. Valiant warrior is Gibor Hayil. Gibor is our word, which means mighty, mighty strong. Hayil just means strong, so it's a doublet. It means very powerful. Now, what happened was that he had 3 brothers by the legitimate wife, and they decided, we don't want to share our inheritance with you. You're the firstborn, so they drove him out. But then came the Ammonites coming in, and the Ammonites were threatening the land. So the elders went to Yiftach, who was in exile, and said, come and be our chief, signifying that they wanted him to lead, therefore bringing him back to take his inheritance of the firstborn. Now we get Gideon in Hebrew. His problem was the Midianites. He lived up in northern hill country in Israel. And the Midianites were coming in and marauding and killing and taking all the produce and everything. Gideon was so frightened that he was beating out wheat in the winepress. But the angel of the Lord appeared to Gideon and said to him, the Lord is with you, O valiant warrior. That's Gibor Hayil, you O valiant warrior. So he called all the people from the tribes in northern Israel to come together to be an army to fight the Midianites. So this huge army, he said, anyone who wants to go home can go home. 22,000 people left. That remained 10,000. And then, of course, they went to drink the water, and those who bowed down to get water were obviously worshiping idols, and those that took the water up to their mouth were worthy. So there were only 300 left. And then, where the Midianites' army is sleeping at night, they have a shofar and a clay pot with a candle in it. And all together they blow the can you imagine this huge noise? And then they broke the jar, and there's a brilliant flash of light. And the Midianites were so confused and disoriented that these 300 were able to come in and win the battle. Okay, the last one we have is Ehud. He was left-handed. In the ancient world, left-handed was a curse. The enemy here were the Moabites on the other side of the Jordan River. And Ehud was from the tribe of Benjamin, and the Moabites were crossing the river and coming and marauding and everything. So the Jews in the tribe of Benjamin had to send tribute over to Moab, and they sent Ehud. He said, I'll go. When they checked to see if he had any weapons on him, they didn't check his left side, they only checked his right side. So he was able to go into the room with the king, and he pulled out his knife, killed the king, went back and said to the tribe of Benjamin, okay, come on, guys, the king is dead, we can go over and beat them. And he is called Gibor Hayil. For that, I wish you shalom.